Hello fellow book nerds, this is Gabby and today we're going to talk about all the most exciting books coming out in July. If you're watching this you probably know, but every month I tell you about all the books coming out the following month. Then you vote on what book you would like me to review and I will review it in a video format that month. Either put the book in the comments or vote in the Twitter poll, whatever you want to do, you can do. So this month we only have 6 books because I felt like those were the ones that I was like truly really excited for and nothing else really like tickled my fancy. But next month there's so many good books. I think I might up it to like 10 because there were just so many exciting releases for August. But you know what, in July there's a couple very exciting ones and I thought let's just talk about those ones. Let's not pad the video if we don't have to and talk about all those books I'm most excited for in July. They will be going in release order and I'll tell you the release and the genre for all of them. Let's just kick it off, I guess. So the first book on the list is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. So this one's coming out on July 6th and it's a YA fantasy, and actually I've read a book before by this author. I think it was called Spinning the Dawn was her debut, and that one was like a Mulan retelling with Project Runway. I didn't like that book, but like this one looks really good and I think like I could be convinced. There was nothing wrong with the writing, was there? I don't know, I liked the first half of it, so I guess like I liked some of it. So maybe with a different story I could be convinced. Everyone deserves a second chance. I deserve a second chance because maybe I'll fall in love and this will be my favorite author ever. We don't know. And this is what it's about. Shiori, the only princess of Kyoto, has a secret. Forbidden magic runs through her veins. Normally, she conceals it well. But on the morning of her betrothal ceremony, Shiori loses control. At first, her mistake seems like a stroke of luck, forestalling the wedding she never wanted, but it also catches the attention of Raikama, her stepmother. Raikama has a dark magic of her own, and she banishes the young princess, turning her brothers into cranes, and warning Shiori that she must speak of it to no one, for with every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. Penniless, voiceless, and alone, Shiori searches for her brothers, and, on her journey, uncovers a conspiracy to overtake the throne, a conspiracy more twisted and deceitful, more cunning and complex than even Raikama's betrayal. Only Shiori can set the kingdom to rights, but to do so, she must place her trust in the very boy she fought so hard not to marry, and she must embrace the magic she's been taught all her life to contain, no matter what it costs her. Okay, so I think this is a retelling. Okay, don't quote me because I'm not sure what the actual story was called. But you know, it's like, I think there's like a girl and her brothers turn to swans, maybe. And she has to like knit them like sweaters in order for them to become humans again. Is that not a thing? I think that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. I just don't know if they're swans. But like birds, some kind of birds, and they turn into humans. I remember that. I think I watched like a movie or something. I don't know. But it sounds so exciting and I really like the whole like voiceless and the magic and that it's forbidden, evil stepmother. It sounds like everything that we need in a good fairy tale. I'm just gonna stop now. Okay, this second one I'm so excited about. This is the Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, and this one's coming out on July 13th, and it's an adult horror / thriller, and I am super excited for this because like I don't really like horror movies, but I love watching them being dissected and like the stories being told and like the trope of the final girl. Like I love watching the take, and they always like take apart movies and tropes and all of that, and they definitely did one on Final Girl, I think, and it was like such a good episode. So like I'm very excited. But this is what it's about. In horror movies, the final girl is the one who's left standing when the credits roll, the one who fought back, defeated the killer, and avenged her friends. The one who emerges bloodied but victorious. But after the sirens fade and the audience moves on, what happens to her? Lynette Tarkington is a real-life final girl who survived a massacre 22 years ago, and it has defined every day of her life since. And she's not alone. For more than a decade, she's been meeting with 5 other actual final girls and their therapist in a support group for those who survived the unthinkable, putting their lives back together piece by piece. That is, until one of the women misses a meeting and Lynette's worst fears are realized. Someone knows about the group and is determined to take their lives apart again, piece by piece. But the thing about these final girls is that they have each other now. And no matter how bad the odds, how dark the night, how sharp the knife, they will never ever give up. Sounds so good! Oh, love it. I'm just imagining like all the final girls we know, like, you know, like the final girl from Scream, the final girl from that game where they play the game, hide and seek, like all the baddest final girls always covered in blood and guts. I'm just imagining them being badass and stuff. And I think it's more like a middle-aged groom as well, because the protagonist, if it happened to her 22 years ago, I can imagine her being in her like 40s or something. So that's exciting, and I am very, very, very looking forward to it. I think they're gonna kick some ass. The next book is The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas, which is coming out on July 13th as well. And this is a YA horror, and it has also LGBTQ plus characters, so that's very exciting. We have so many thrillers and horrors on this list. I think you're gonna get a little sense of what kind of month this is. But yeah, this one is by a Black author, I believe, and a Black main character, and this is what it's about. Get Out meets Danielle Vega in this YA horror where survival is not a guarantee. I love that. I don't know what Danielle Vega is, but still. Wait, Danielle Vega, well, like from Victorious. Jake Livingston is one of the only Black kids at St. Clair Prep, one of the others being his infinitely more popular older brother. It's hard enough fitting in, but to make matters worse, and definitely more complicated, Jake can see the dead. In fact, he sees the dead around him all the time. Most are harmless, stuck in their death loops as they relive their deaths over and over again. They don't interact often with people. But then Jake meets Sawyer, a troubled teen who shot and killed 6 kids at a local high school last year before taking his own life. Now a powerful, vengeful ghost, he has plans for his afterlife. Plans that include Jake. Suddenly, everything Jake knows about ghosts and the rules to life itself go out the window as Sawyer begins haunting him and bodies turn up in his neighborhood. His high school soon becomes a survival game, when Jake is not sure he's going to win. Sounds so good. For some reason I thought the main character was going to be a ghost. I think that's just the vibe I got from the cover. But it's okay. We love a good haunting story, and we love a good bad boy, don't we? The 4th book that I'm excited about is When All the Girls Are Sleeping by Emily Arsenault, also July 13th. Also a YA thriller, and this one actually, I think I was watching a video by Alexa Dunn. I was watching a video by Alexa Dunn, and she read an arc of this, and she really liked it, and I really rate her like taste in thrillers, because I think it's pretty similar to, well, I don't know if that's true. I think it's similar to mine, or anyway, like I trust her opinion on thrillers, so I thought this one sounded good, even though it has like so few Goodreads being likes and whatever. So I thought, you know, like, let's be a pioneer here, although I'm copying someone, so. This is what this one's about. Wyndham Farnsworth Academy is beautiful, prestigious, historic, the perfect place for girls to prep for college. But every student knows all is not as it seems. Each January, the winter girl comes knocking. She's the spirit who haunts the old senior dorm, and this year is no exception. For Hailey, the timing couldn't be worse. This month marks the 1-year anniversary of the death of her ex-best friend, Taylor. When a disturbing video of Taylor surfaces, new questions about her death emerge, and it actually looks like Taylor was murdered. Now, as Hailey digs into what really happened last year, her search keeps bringing her back to the Winter Girl. Hailey wants to believe ghosts aren't real, but the clues and the dark school history she begins to uncover say otherwise. Now it's up to her to solve the mystery before history has a chance to repeat itself and another life is taken. History before mystery. Mystery before history. I don't know why that tickled me, but I did. Okay, this one I'm so excited about. Oh my goodness, I've been looking forward to it for ages. I pre-ordered it. I think it's very complicated. I'm deciding if I want to let me create. It's just like a whole thing. But anyway, it's the She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. It's coming out July 20th, and it's a historical fantasy adult, and it has LGBTQ plus characters. I think it's a sapphic romance, I'm pretty sure. This is like a retelling of a real-life empress. Mulan meets the Song of Achilles. a bold, queer, and lyrical reimagining of the rise of the founding emperor of the Ming Dynasty from an amazing new voice in literary fantasy. I'm so excited. I love retellings of real things that happen, like especially like Asian, for example. I love Empress Ki. That's just such a good drama. It's like so many episodes long, and like it's worth it though. I watched all of it. I loved it. Like I love historical dramas, and Empress Ki is a real historical figure that they took and like made a fictional story about. So this one seems like they're doing the same thing, and I'm very excited. In 1345, China lies under harsh Mongol rule. For the starving peasants of the Central Plains, greatness is something found only in stories. When the Zhu family 8th-born son Zhu Chongba is given a fate of greatness, everyone is mystified as to how it will come to pass. Fate of nothingness received by the family's clever and capable second daughter, on the other hand, is only as expected. When a bandit attack orphans the two children, it is Zhu Chongba who succumbs to despair and dies. Desperate to escape her own fated death, the girl uses her brother's identity to enter a monastery as a young male novice. There, propelled by her burning desire to survive, Zhu learns she is capable of doing whatever it takes, no matter how callous, to stay hidden from her fate. After her sanctuary is destroyed for supporting the rebellion against Mongol rule, Zhu takes the chance to claim another future altogether, her brother's abandoned greatness. Sounds like a more, like it sounds, not to compare it just because it's from its Asian author, but it sounds a little bit like Poppy War, just because like it feels like the main character is like a bit morally grey, a little bit willing to do whatever it takes to get what they want and to get like themselves out of a miserable situation. And like we stan. I'm so mad though because I want the US cover because the UK was so plain, like. And we're already on our last book, which feels crazy because there's only 6, like I said. So the 6th book I'm excited about is These Holo Vows by Lexi Ryan. And this one's coming out on July 20th, and it's a YA fantasy. I don't know that much about this, but this is the synopsis. Bree hates the Fae and refuses to have anything to do with them, even if that means starving on the streets. But when her sister is sold to the sadistic king of the Unseelie Court to pay a debt, she'll do whatever it takes to get her back, including making a deal with the king himself to steal 3 magical relics from the Seelie Court. Gaining unfettered access to the Seelie Court is easier said than done. Bree's only choice is to pose as a potential bride for Prince Ronan, and she soon finds herself falling for him. Unwilling to let her heart distract her, she accepts help from a band of unseelie misfits with their own secret agenda. As Bree spends time with their mysterious leader, Finn, she struggles to resist his seductive charm. Caught between 2 dangerous courts, Bree must decide who to trust with her loyalty and with her heart. And that just sounds really good to me. I love me some Fae, especially when it's well done. I think this might be a fantasy romance. I don't know, maybe just fantasy, but we love to see it. We love just the whole vibe. We love the vibe. We love the vibe. Yeah, so those are all the books that I am super excited for in July. Sorry for a shorter list this month, but don't worry, I am gonna compensate next month. I'm thinking 10 books. 10 books? Yeah, okay, let's do 10 books. 10 books for next month because I'm so excited about August releases. Just like, they're crazy. They're honestly insane. Tell me which one you're most excited about, which one you want to hear me review. Please put it in a comment, whatever one you would like me to review. I'll be happy to do it. Vote in the poll if you'd like to do that instead, or as well, like, you can double. Like, it's fine, it's not that deep. If you enjoy this kind of content, I do this every single month. I do dedicated reviews and all of that jazz. So if you do, please consider subscribing. And if you could like and comment, that really helps me out. So thank you. But that's it from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!